Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Attack on Titan. Last time on Attack on Titan we had Soul Salvation, where basically we got pretty in-depth backstory on Zeke and how his childhood went. In that he really didn't have a childhood. He was generally neglected by his parents, and when they weren't neglecting him, it was all studies all the time, and he had the constant pull between Marley and their history and the Eldian Restorationist history and the pressure to become a warrior, which he honestly wasn't living up to. However, after meeting Tom Saver and becoming his protege, basically, Zeke did become a warrior, and he basically decided that he was going to use the power of the Founding Titan to completely change the Eldian anatomy so that they can no longer have children. And he shared this plan with Eren, and Eren agrees that it would be better if Eldians didn't exist. And that's the plan, is to completely euthanize the Eldians. And he has now told all this to Captain Levi, and then he promptly detonated the Thunder Spear in his gut, so we'll have to see which of the two of them are able to make it out, if either of them make it out. I mean, credit to Levi, that Thunder Spear wasn't in his gut, so could be a bit difficult, so we'll have to see. Like always, the reaction is down in the comments and in the description. I said that backwards, for your viewing pleasure. So let's go ahead and get right into this episode of Attack on Titan. Here we go. Oh, we have to wait. We now have to wait a couple months before getting the next half of Season 4. Oh, man, oh, man. Who do you root for anymore, man? Who can you root for? I don't root for Eren. I don't root for Zeke. I don't really root for Reina or Peak. I guess we can still root for the Scouts. Not Eren, not the Jaegerists, the Scouts. It's always the Scouts. Armin, Mikasa, Jean, Connie, Levi, Hanji. Oh, they're gonna have a fucking rematch again. But the problem is, like, I mean, the good thing, I guess, maybe, is if it's 3-on-1. I mean, that's the thing. If it's 3-on-1, maybe. This isn't great, you know? This isn't a good position to be in, you know? It's not a good position to be in. You know? Because the Marleyan army is damaged. But the parody, the Eldian army only consists of Jaegerists. And by Jaegerists, I mean the shit soldiers we picked up. Like, maybe, like, the most experienced one of them is Flock, and that's about it. Like, they picked up cadets. That's not gonna be very fucking helpful. Like, unless, like, most of the scout regiment is not with the Jaegerists, you know? With the exception of Flock and a few others. I think they're mostly MPs. I think? Or maybe, no, that's not right. They are from the scout regiment, but still. I don't know, I don't really think they can. They're not the elites of the scouts, you know? They're not the elites of the scout regiment like Jean and Connie. I literally just said that. And it's true. Jean, Connie, and then Armin, Mikasa, Levi, Hanji, they're all the fucking elites. Everyone else, they're not as good, but yeah. So if it comes down to a 3v1, maybe. I don't know. I like that. I like they tried. They really tried to take the founder just right then and there by having Galliard try to eat Eren. He almost got it. He almost had it. He almost had it. Now the thing is, okay, so Reiner has never beaten Eren. Ever. Not, like, the first time he lost, Eren didn't have hardening. The second time he lost, Eren did have hardening, and he had been training and everything. The third time wasn't even really a fight. And now we are basically on round 4. And now, not only is Eren so masterful with his Titan form, but he also has the power of the Warhammer. You know, the OP power. Well, I want to say it's an OP power, but Eren kind of curb stomped the Warhammer Titan. The Warhammer Titan was not as impressive as I thought it was going to be. For waiting so long on giving us the final, the last of the 9 Titans, the Warhammer Titan kind of sucked, honestly. Like, it was not a very good fighter, basically. And that's through no fault of the Titan itself. That's all on the user. So, giving that power to Eren is dangerous, So, now, what would be interesting is if Mikasa got out there. I mean, if Armin can transform, the problem is he has to find a place to transform, Because that's the thing, when, it's an interesting thing with the Colossal Titan where, yeah, if Bertolt, when he first transforms at the beginning, in the first episode, that transformation was very, very limited, but he only needed to kick the wall and be done, Whereas every other time, it was this sort of nuclear bomb going off. So Armin, if he wants to get the full power of the Colossal Titan for this fight, he kind of has to get away a little bit. So yeah, so Marley's still not in a good position in this fight, but I just want Eren to get his ass kicked, I just want him to get his ass kicked. Remember when Levi kicked the shit out of him in Season 1? God, I want that again. And I'm sure, they bring it up here, and some of you guys mentioned in the comments that the idea, perhaps, this is sort of the speculation, but the idea with Eren, giving his whole freedom speech, and all that was to push Armin and Mikasa away. So, I think, people have speculated that, and if that's the case, that would make sense. To push Armin and Mikasa away, because, that's the last ounce of him caring about them, That's the last ounce of him caring about them, is trying to push them away, trying to make them hate him so that he can push them away. So if that's the case, then that is something. But at the same time, I'm fucking done with Eren and this whole euthanization. Now the thing is, because they always mention it as Zeke's euthanization plan, I can't believe that that's just it for Eren, to me, I'm sitting here thinking, okay, there's gotta be something else. Eren's gotta be thinking of something else, right? I feel like Eren must be trying to use this to his advantage, But we'll have to see. We'll have to see in a few months when Attack on Titan resumes. Let's jump into the notes. The first thing I wrote down is Zeke and this carrying person. That couldn't have been Levi, I don't think. But this Titan just appears out of nowhere. this Titan just appears out of nowhere and then opens its stomach and carries Zeke away. But I don't... There's no feasible way that would be Levi, you know? There's no feasible way that would be Levi, because even if Levi did drink the wine, that would have already transformed him back in the forest when Zeke yelled. The fact that it never showed, because it showed all those people that, like, oh, they felt it and stuff. And I guess Mikasa didn't drink any of the wine, but I'm getting the feeling that Ackermans can't turn into Titans, specifically. So yeah, I'm like, I'm 100% positive that Titan is not Levi. So, plus the specific, taking Zeke and carrying him. Yeah, I don't think that's it. There was the armbands. I mean, that's the thing, that's the thing. It's like, oh, and I guess the whole thing of, oh, well, look at you guys being better than Marley. But you could hearken that back to the whole talk of, well, in order to fight devils, you need to be a devil. That whole thing that Flock was talking about with Commander Erwin. So in a way, I do kind of understand it, but yeah, just the armbands, like, wow, great job. You literally just turned into your enemy, You are no better than them. Like, way to just repeat the cycle every fucking time. Every time with this shit. They're just repeating the cycle. But what can you do, I guess? What can you do? Yeah, it's interesting, the whole thing of there are no more devils. I did like that, when the one guy's like, oh, you're bewitched by that potato-eating devil girl, and I love Yelena just shoots him. Like, that was, I kind of like that, and she says, like, look, you guys aren't devils. You're all going to die, but you're not devils. It's like, well, fucking thanks. We're not devils, but we cannot be permitted to live. Well, gee, thanks. But that was kind of interesting. Also, there was the whole thing of Armin being moved by it. It's like, oh, your actions, they are so noble. Oh, god damn it, I need to unplug the phone. It's like, oh, your actions are so noble. It just touched my heart. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, is that something from Bertolt, or is that because it feels like Armin's playing them. Like, he's trying to get in their good graces so he can get the fuck out and transform, So, yeah. I don't know. Also, I know you guys said that the Colossal Titan is not very, he doesn't have great maneuverability, so, Eren could outrun him. I do want to make a point, though, for Armin kicking the shit out of Eren, because, see, where Eren has to run like this, Armin walks like this. I just wanted to point that out. I still feel like if Armin, Mikasa, or Levi get to this battle, Eren's fucking dead. Like, any of the three of them, like, after that, it's down to personal reasons that Captain Levi doesn't have. So if Captain Levi shows up, Eren's fucking dead. If Mikasa gets out there, if Mikasa and Armin get out there and they get over killing their best friend, which I admit that will be hard, but if they do get over that, they will fucking kill him. So I just wanted to point that out. Don't be knocking Armin down. So anyway, no devils. But now they know the whole euthanization plan. And okay, so it's like, well, you'll have the threat of the rumbling. And, like, okay, what the fuck? So, you'll have the threat of the rumbling, so as long as Historia's child lives long enough, you'll be fine. It's like, excuse me. So Historia is having a child. Presumably what you would do is, once she has had her child, she will become a Titan, ingest Zeke, and become the Beast Titan. That means she'll have 13 years. Then her child, who can't have another child of her own, by the way, if you're doing this whole euthanization, her child, once Historia's term comes to an end, Historia's child will eat her, then she will have 13 years. That leaves another 80 years before all the Eldians have died out of old age. 80 years where there is no rumbling because the last two Titans are dead. The last of the Beast Titan is gone. Because Historia's child won't have a child. Are you starting to see the flaw in this issue? Like, it's exactly like Jean said. It's like, well, if it's just a bunch of old geezers, they're going to be wiped out. It's like, well, so long as Historia's child lives a long life, how can she live a long life? Or how can this child live a long life if she only has 13 years? Max, she'll be age 26 when she dies. I'm saying she. I don't know why I'm saying she. I guess just because I'm relating it to Historia. This child will be max 26 years old when they die. That's a good 70 to 80 more years, you know? Like, are you stupid? Like, unless it's specifically... No, because it's not... See, I was about to say, like, what if it's... Maybe it's specifically like, well, the royal bloodline will keep going. But it can't. Unless, I suppose... No. Because, see, what I was going to say was, well, if Historia's child is a girl, then the girl won't be able to have a child. She physically won't be able to have a child. But even if Historia has a son, this whole euthanization thing, presumably that cuts out sperm, basically. If it's a boy, you're basically giving this kid a vasectomy, because otherwise the Eldian bloodline would keep going. So that doesn't work. Like, this isn't a way of like, well, Eldian women won't give birth anymore. You have to change the men too. Otherwise, men go over to all the other nations, impregnate the girls there, and looky there, the Eldians keep going. Well, would you look at that? This plan is fucking stupid. Only in this, I will say. It's an interesting idea. But yeah, there's no way. It's like, well, let's hope the child lives a long life. This child physically can't live a long life because there's a certain thing called the Curse of Ymir, you dumb bitch! Oh. You can tell I'm really getting passionate because my voice is getting squeakier. Oh my gosh. And I guess the only reason that Zeke and Eren haven't done the euthanization yet is because they have to wait for Historia to have a child. But again, that just doesn't fucking work, you know? That just doesn't fucking work. You have a max of 26 years for the royal bloodline to have the Beast Titan. That doesn't work. You know, unless the queen is secretly having twins, even then, that's only 39 years. Like, the only way this works is for Historia to have, like, 7 children now who just keep fucking eating each other. Which at that point, if Historia became the Beast Titan, what fucking makes you think she will go along with this plan? If Historia becomes the Beast Titan, Eren's running out of time anyway. You have a Titan eat Eren, then you fix all the Eldians so that they can have children, and look at that, the plan fails again! Like, you can't bet on Historia to do this, because why the fuck would she agree to this? Why would her child agree to this? Why would fucking anyone agree with this? Does Flock know? Does Flock know what's happening? I don't think he does. He's been spouting off about the new Eldian Empire. He doesn't fucking know. Wow, so last episode when we said, what an interesting plan. Wow, this plan doesn't work. This plan doesn't work. There is literally nothing stopping. There's literally no guarantee that Historia will go along with the plan. And then, at some point, Eren has to die. The curse takes effect on Eren. So, you have someone eat Eren. Have someone eat Eren. Or have someone, even if it's a Jaegerist that eats Eren, then you have someone else eat them. You know, give them 5 seconds with that power. And then, you know, give the power to, like, Connie. Then, Connie and Historia fix all the Eldians, and bada bing, bada boom. Yes, you have to go back to the rumbling to get rid of to ward people away, but fuck it. The Jaegerist plan, gone in a matter of, 5 years? Wow, this plan doesn't work. That's crazy. Eren needed Gabi's help with something. I wonder what that was. I don't know. I love Pieck showing up. I just love Pieck. She's so fascinating to watch, you know? And this is like the neatest I've ever seen her hair. Like, honestly. Like, having it up in the ponytail and stuff. But yeah, that was interesting. The whole thing of shooting and not shooting. And then I like the whole thing of tricking them into thinking she's a traitor. And I like that it's like, yeah, she doesn't trust Marley, but she trusts her comrades. And honestly, I understand that. It's like, she doesn't trust Marley at all. But it's either you throw your lot in with Marley that you understand, or you try throwing your lot in with the stupid fucking Jaegerists whose plan doesn't work. When you think about this plan for too long, it doesn't work. And Pieck would absolutely think about this too long. Because Pieck, I swear to God, she's the smartest Titan we've ever seen, you know? Like, she's smarter than Zeke and everyone else. Like, I swear to God, Pieck, what she lacks in combat as a Titan, she makes up for with her fucking brain, you know? Like, I swear she's both Erwin and Armin together. It's insane. But yeah, it's like, she would think of that. She would totally think of that. This plan won't fucking work. Oh, I love it. I love that this plan won't work. It just won't. It can't work. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, or maybe it's not as easy, or like, oh, well, I don't know. But if you think about this for more than 10 seconds, this plan falls apart, actually. So, yeah. It's all, because that's the thing, is it's all about convincing Historia and Eren's successor. And there's no reason for Historia to go along with this plan, and there's no reason for Eren to be succeed. Like, you could easily, have one of the not Jaegerists take the founding Titan, combine it with Historia, bada bing, bada boom, we're all fixed. We're good. Anyway. It was also interesting, the whole thing of, what was it specifically as the spinal fluid? It was Zeke's spinal fluid, and that's like a unique ability to him, which is interesting. And I like how Pieck was basically saying, it's like, oh, well, he doesn't trust you with that secret, and it's like, oh, okay, so a little bit of doubt. I don't know if it worked, but it's an interesting idea. And yeah, just the whole thing of it, it's like, well, why is that a unique ability to him? I don't know. And then yeah, round 4. We're on to round 4 of Reiner versus Eren. I can't believe they're still fighting. It's hilarious, honestly. God, I want Annie to show up at some point. I don't know. Are we ever going to get Annie back? I don't know. Welp, we have officially caught up with Attack on Titan. Isn't that crazy? We are going to have to wait a few months. I believe it's it's somewhere in January when the show will come back. And then I imagine a few weeks after it comes back in sub, it'll come back in dub, and that's when we'll pick back up. So probably expect within a week of the episodes airing in the dub that I'll post my reaction. In the meantime, we've got a couple weeks to kill. You guys want to watch the OVAs? Yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. We're not going to be replacing Attack on Titan just yet. We're going to be jumping into the OVAs. So, what actually is first up on the list? Let me see. Oh, goody, that got done. Thank God. Alright, let me zoom in so I can see. So yeah, tune back in next week. We will watch OVA number 1. Elise's? Oh, I put an A after an apostrophe instead of an S. Whoopsies. Elise, I'm going to assume that's how you say it. Elise's Notebook. Notes from a Scout Regiment member. Alright, so there are 8 OVAs. I think that'll take us through. We're doing 8 OVAs. What we're probably going to do is the first 5, take a 1-week break at Christmas, then come do the final 3. And then probably by that time, we'll be back with Season 4. So yeah, next time around, we will be jumping into the OVAs. So I'm excited to get to those. I'm curious to see. We may actually be back to the other animation studio, I would imagine. So yeah, that'll be interesting. And of course, unless they don't have a dub otherwise, we are going to be watching the dub of the OVAs. But if there is no dub, but I think all the OVAs got dubbed, but if they don't have a dub, then I'll just watch it subbed. So yeah. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. I'm tripping over my words, apparently. There's a playlist for all of my Attack on Titan reactions if you want to catch up before we jump back into Season 4 or the OVAs. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen. There's also another video you can go click on. I'm really screwing this one up today. There's also other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.